Pastor Tim Garino from the Rescue Mission. What days are you there, Matt?
Usually my wife and I are there on Monday. One of our men's groups at church is there the fourth Monday of every month. I miss a lot of those now because we have our FCA Bible study with the Shepherd University students on Monday evenings. So, but getting ready to help out as well with another Bible study they do there here in 2025. So looking forward to being there on Thursdays as well.
Very nice. Pastor Tim Garino, good morning to you, sir.
And good morning, and thanks for having us and giving us this opportunity to come and share and introduce Karen and Cosby with us today from the Good Samaritan Free Health Clinic. These folks, just real quick, and I'm going to sit back. These folks have been a blessing.
No, you're not. Real quick, I like
that. These folks have been a blessing to the Rescue Mission. In fact, Cosby's one of the founders of it, and then Karen is now the executive director. But Cosby and I met in 2019. She started coming in 2020 during COVID. They were there every day with us through COVID. Check every day, Monday through Sunday. Had people there for us, nurses, doctors, had all kinds of people every day checking folks coming in and out of the mission. She's retired now, and Karen is the person that's in charge there now. But they save a lot of people, help a lot of people. They keep a lot of people from going to the ER, to the hospitals. They're going to go into all that with you, all the people they see. But they're a blessing to us. They've saved a lot of our men's lives, literally, because our men come in with all kinds of problems, and some of them are very serious. And they're a blessing, and you guys are a blessing giving them a chance to share today, and I hope you have a lot of questions for them. They're both nurses. Real nurses, not me. The guys will come and show me stuff. Tim, what do you think? And I'm like, oh, I don't need to see that. And I'll be telling them, go see the nurse. You got a itch or a scratch, go see the nurses. Don't show me that. Don't show me that. Because, some of that stuff is like, yee. No. So, and they also see the community. During our lunchtime, the community can come in. And I know they've helped and saved a lot of people there. But
Oh, well, very nice. Cosby, good morning. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here in this foggy morning.
Karen, to you as well.
Thank you so much.
Karen, you're currently the executive director, correct?
Correct.
And Cosby, you're formerly the executive director.
Yes.
All right, very good. And you're both nurses?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Have you both done hospital nursing, private nursing, been through the whole?
Yes, have done it all. Oh, well, now I've never done OBGYN. Well, I have done a little bit of that. So look, we've done it all.
We both. Yeah, we both have pretty much hit everything.
Well, salute to you folks. Everybody loves nurses, right? And I know you folks. Well, they may not think they do at the time, but they reflect back on it, and they know the work
I've had
they do.
Conversations, yes.
Florence Nightingale right there. My next door neighbor is a nurse, and she named her dog Florence Nightingale.
Oh, that's
Nice.
That's commitment to the profession right there.
Yes,
Right?
it is. Yes,
Tell us
it
about the
is.
Good Samaritan Health Clinic, how long you've been around, and the work that you do.
Okay, so Good Samaritan has been around since. You want to take that section?
Well, I don't
'Cause
care.
You take that section. How
So
long
we
we been around?
started January 19th, 2005, seeing patients. It took us about 3 years to get it going. Dr. David Morris, Ken Zagrosser, Pastor John Fraterola, and Pastor Brent Alderman. We all would get together, try to figure out, how are we going to do this? We have no money. So some very committed people to our mission stepped up and helped us get started. And we actually were able to be in a space for free for about 1.5 years, I think it was. The church was called the Living Room, the pastor's green. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we had... We used 2 of their offices, so we always had to set up the other office, move things around, and it was crazy. And it was before the Affordable Care Act, so it was very, very busy. We would have a line clear out into the parking lot at that time, and then finally we were able to have enough money to rent a space downtown.
You mentioned, you said, how are we going to do this? We don't have any money. What was this? What was your mission? What were you trying to do?
Our mission is to give free health care, which includes also free medications to anyone without insurance or that is financially insecure so that they can't afford to go to a physician even if they have some type of insurance. So you'll find that a lot with our elderly patients that they can't afford to do a doctor's visit along with affording their medications. So we go alongside them and help them as much as we can. And we did street medicine. We've done all kinds of stuff.
What is street medicine?
Street medicine is when you and a physician, and we also had WVU medical students go with us out to the homeless camps and on the streets to provide medical care. Because a lot of that population is afraid of going into an institution to get their care because of, well, some of it is because of how they've been treated in the past, but some of it is, well, my mom went into a hospital and she died, so I don't trust them. So.
You were about to say before, Karen?
Well, I just wanted to add on to what Cosby said. So we take care of urgent issues, chronic. We do see a lot of folks come in now that have lost their insurance that need their psychiatric meds. So we have been helping trying to support that until they can get in to see someone. We've helped a lot of folks that are trying to get jobs and need physicals. So we're seeing a lot of that now. But we also see just the chronic things, the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the cholesterol. So we're seeing those, and we support with medications, with treatments. We get folks to higher levels of care when they need to be, because everything can't be taken care of there at the clinic. But I think the important thing here is that we have been around for almost 20 years come January.
Right.
Yep. And we have had 3 sites. So from the living room to Queen Street to our final home where we put down roots on South Raleigh Street, where the board was able to purchase that building. And we've got that new shiny thing on the block. We've expanded. And our sidewalks are going to be going into soon, too. And we have done all that through grant funding. Have not run a capital campaign, but all through grant funding. So we are celebrating our 20th anniversary in January. And it will be January 17th at the Holiday Inn. And we have sponsorships. We are going to have an elegant night of celebration. 20 years, and Cosby said, how are we going to do that? We've been doing that for 20 years. So we're here today to just shout and let folks know what we're having. And
can you buy tickets for it or make donations to it?
Yes, you can buy tickets.
Tell us how.
I'm glad you asked that question.
It's right here on the sheet Tim gave me. Question number 3. Make sure you ask it.
You can go to just Google Good Samaritan Free Clinic. Good Samaritan Free Clinic will bring that website up for you, and you'll see gala. The tickets there are $75. And there are also sponsorship opportunities. But at any time, we will take donations. You can do sponsorships. You can buy a ticket. We'd love to see you to come celebrate, because we'll share some of some details of those 20 years. So we are excited to be celebrating. So we have just been blessed by the work there at the clinic. And just want to shout out to the rooftops so that we can bring awareness to more awareness to the clinic, because I'm always amazed when people say how I didn't know you had a free clinic in Martinsburg, but we've been there, we've been present, and we've been serving.
Share with them some of the stories about, like, the lady with the cancer situation.
Yes. So there are a lot of things that we can't talk about at the clinic, but there are some things that we can, because we're healthcare, right? But I had permission to share this story. We had a young lady come in one night for a women's health visit. And while she was there, she said, "Can you have the doc look at my back?" She said, "I had had melanoma a while back. And I'm afraid, I can't see it. I'm afraid it might be back." Well, melanoma is the most life-threatening skin cancer that you can have. You can die from melanoma. So the GYN doc that night, he looked at it. He's like, "Karen, bring her back next night for medical clinic." She came back the next night for medical clinic. Doc Morris says, "Karen, we need to get on that first thing in the morning. We need to get her in to see somebody before the end of the day." We were able to call, and she had it biopsied. We were able to work through our partnerships with others to get that tissue diagnosed, and then able to work through getting her to Medicare, because just the biopsy didn't take care of it. She needed to have surgery to have it removed. So she was able to get her Medicare or Medicaid, and able to get that melanoma removed. And we do keep in touch, and she is still melanoma free today. So there are a lot of things that go on there. There are a lot of life-changing things that go on there. We, again, psychiatric meds, and that's a big concern, because there are wait times to see psychologists. COVID created a bigger problem of what we had before. So we are that safety net clinic that they can come into and say, hey, I've been out of my meds. I can't get in to see a doc. I don't have insurance. Is there anything you can do to help me? We have experienced, good volunteer docs and nurse practitioners that are in family practice, that are familiar and do what they can do within their scope, and they will get them started back on their medications while we try to get them into something more permanent. So yes, that clinic has been there just for that.
Mr. Miller.
You're able to help patients of all ages, from children all the way through the elderly, as you mentioned earlier.
So again, we at one time a day we had a pediatrician that would see patients there. When the CHIP program came into place, no longer true. But
what's the CHIP program?
The CHIP program is a program that will take care of children. If they don't have insurance, there is a program to catch them. Mm-hmm. But there's also gaps in insurance. So you may have a window of time while they're trying to access resources. Now, we have seen some of those. They're younger, but again, we have family practitioners that are used to doing certain things. So they will see them, get them started on something very simple. And then move them on as they need to and as their resources become available. We are open every Wednesday at 5 p.m., the first and third Tuesday. And on every Monday morning, we go see Pastor Tim at the Martinsburg Rescue Mission.
You don't see me.
Well, we see you on the move, yes. So we wait.
We love you.
So
yes.
I'd like to speak to the faith-based part of our clinic, and we have some wonderful folks, lay people, that'll talk to our patients, and we'll ask them if they would like prayer. I would say probably 99.9% want some prayer, and so it's not just the body, the physical body, but we feel the spiritual body is so important in what we do, and to help folks understand the love of Jesus and to give that love to every single patient. So we always make sure that if they want to, they're offered to be able to see that person that's there that evening. And if they want prayer, that they get that.
Let's talk logistics a little bit. Do you want people to make an appointment to come see you on Wednesday, or is it just a walk-in?
It is a walk-in.
It must be crowded.
It is a walk-in. Some days we are crowded. Some days we are not so crowded. But everybody that comes gets seen. that night. They don't go home until they've seen.
So it's
They've
not.
seen
It's
everyone.
most of what you're seeing is not emergent, right? It's
It is not emergent, but we have had emergent. So we are really not equipped for emergent. We are nurses, we are doctors, but we also call 911, and we've done that on a couple of occasions. But we see what is within our scope.
and then once a diagnosis is made, and then there are medications that are needed. That's another big step because medications are expensive. How does that happen?
So we work with a local pharmacy, and and the docs will write the prescription. We will fax those prescriptions over to that local pharmacy that we work with, and then that local pharmacy invoices us. So the funding that we raise also goes for that. So we do medications. We issue blood pressure cuffs because it does no good to give people blood pressure medicine and then them not know where they are and if that medication's working. So yes, and then we do follow-ups with them, diabetes, because those are the big ticket items. Now we don't order anything that is a high dollar. We use your basic first line medications for diabetes and high blood pressure, and they work perfectly fine as long as you work with that patient and their diet and lifestyle changes. And that's a challenge a lot of times with the population we work with, but that's our work. That's our work. The main thing is, and tapping on to what Cosby said, we're there to show God's love. We're there to offer them some hope. So when they come in, that they know that we have helped them, and it is not always a medical thing, right? It's not always a medical thing. Sometimes they just need somebody to talk to, right? And that psych thing goes hand in hand with
And
that.
I want to momentarily name myself to be your marketing manager because you buried the lead a little bit here. At your Starlight Gala fundraiser, you said the tickets are $75. Actually, you can spend up to $100 if you want to have a VIP bubbly reception that starts it goes from 6 to 7.
Yes.
There are non-alcoholic options
Yes.
available. The actual event goes from 7 to 10. But if there are people out there who would like to give a little bit more and have a little bit more entertainment and front row seating near the stage, you have a very good website here. If front row seating near the stage for only an extra $25, you can give up to $100 and be treated very, very nicely at the Starlight Gala fundraiser on January 17th.
Oh, you are so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You and Laurel just dovetail each other. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I think
thank
you made him
thank
blush. I think Bill Scott's matching the red paint behind him right now.
We are always helpful for volunteers whenever we can get them. Look in the room, everyone.
What is the size of your budget that you operate out through a year?
So I would say about 85 to 95,000 takes us through the year.
Is that 100% grant?
Pretty grant and donations. Grant and donations. Honestly, this is our first fundraiser of this type, and it really it didn't start out as a fundraiser. It's a celebration of the 20 years of the clinic. And I was like, you know what? We've got such great things going on. Our board has done so much, right, in supporting and just really planting those roots deep in the community. Let's just tack on fundraiser. So that's how it became celebration and fundraiser. But no mistake, it is celebrating God's goodness, the faithfulness, and the being in the community. 20 years, grants, donations, and it is somewhat uncommon for a nonprofit to own their own building. And now we've expanded and getting free sidewalks to boot with a patio to boot, right?
You're living large.
That's
Yeah,
God's
yeah.
goodness. That's God's goodness because of the faithfulness of everybody at the clinic and the rich legacy that Cosby and everyone built.
And-
So wanted to pay homage to her, Dr. Morrison, and everyone else.
Karen, what does that expansion mean for you all and the services you provide?
Wow! Look, first thing it means is it's water. There's sinks. There's hand washing in the examination rooms. Now I say that we have clean practices, right? But where they were renting, where they still are, those exam rooms are really, really small. and you have to come out to wash your hands. Well, I know everyone here that goes to a doctor, in that room, there's sinks. There's hand washing sinks, right? So we have that. We didn't get pie in the sky, but we have four fresh examination rooms with sinks, with cabinets to keep our supplies, because we really couldn't keep supplies in the room either, because there was no space. Our supply room was so small. So now we have a decent sized supply room. We have a dirty utility room with a sink. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God. And we have a bathroom that you can get a wheelchair and crutches in. And we did not have that before. It was so small. Now we may do with everything that we had, just like they were pulling all the equipment out in the first day and then putting it back in, right? I mean, we have advanced. So again, not pie in the sky, but, needful things. And that's what your donations go to, the upkeep of those needful things and the medications and so on and so forth. We have volunteer docs and nurses that support.
That's, wheelchair access. Just that, my oldest son was younger. He spent a lot of time in and out of wheelchairs. And until you've lived that life, you just don't understand the little things that can be inconvenient when you're living in a wheelchair. And what you mentioned right there, it registers for anybody out there who's dealt with someone, and whether you yourself are in a wheelchair or you help somebody who's in a wheelchair, you understand how important those little things are. I salute you, your enthusiasm, and all the great work that you folks are doing at the Good Samaritan Health Clinic, Pastor Tim at the Rescue Mission, and we're always happy to provide a microphone if we can help your cause in any way. Thanks so much for coming in. It was great to meet the both of you.
Thank you.
And don't forget, January 17, right?
January 17th. 6
At the
o'clock
Holiday Inn.
At the Holiday Inn, 6 o'clock. Look, be a supporter. Be a supporter. We've got Valley Health is a great supporter of ours, and Randy Pearl from the Wolf Team, and the Charles Realty Group. So please, please, please come support us. Come support us. Presents, your time, talent, and your treasures. If you've got some talents,
Best of luck to all you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.